Hi everybody, this is Erin Colburn with Coldwell Banker in Nashua, New Hampshire, and I am sitting here with one of my favorite people, Kathy Baldridge, and she is a senior real estate specialist with Coldwell Banker, and I just want to introduce you to her and let her explain how she helps you and your families. So, hi Kathy.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine.
So when you are approached by a family member of somebody in the senior community, what do you typically talk about on the first meeting with that family?
If they're selling, I need to understand whether they need to sell in order to move to a community. That could be a continuing care retirement community, or it could be assisted living. So that's the first question.
Mm-hmm.
The second question, if they do not need to sell before moving, then we look at the house and we determine what they're taking with them to assisted living or a CCRC, and then we conduct a floor plan, and then I handle the movers, and then we unpack them and get them settled.
Okay, so that's the number one thing. First, you're sitting with a family. They have somebody that is getting ready to go into typically a community.
Correct.
So when they do that, have you ever experienced a challenge where there's a whole lot of stuff in the property?
Yes.
Okay.
I've had from very little in a property to a hoarding situation where they've kept everything for 65 years. So now we have to bring in help. I have a staff that works with me, and we try to downsize them and go from there as to what they can take. These communities are small, so they're not 2,800 square feet. They're not anywhere near a home. So the math doesn't work when you're going to assisted living or a CCRC.
Okay. So when somebody's going can you explain a little bit what the CCRC means if you have a married couple who are seniors, and let's say that they're talking about going into that senior community, what does that look like as a married couple?
So as a married couple, they usually have a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom. Depending on their care levels, they could be together, they could not be together. And what may determine that one may be a memory issue. Some continuing care retirement communities have memory floors where if they have memory issues, one goes to the memory floor and the other one is on the main floor of the CCRC. They can still see each other, but they have different care on each floor.
Okay. So the next part of your how you help the seniors is you own a company, and your company is called Lifetime Estate Liquidations and Transition. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that, and also we will also give you the information on how you can contact Kathy and the website that offers all these services.
So the senior move management business is the transition part of the company, and we're transitioning from point A to point B. So what that looks like, once we've determined what they can take to the assisted living or the continuing care retirement community, we do measurements of the furniture, we go and do a floor plan at the community, and then I contact the movers. The movers come a day, they pack a day, and then they load and deliver the second day. Once it's loaded and delivered, I like my furniture off first into the community, and then the boxes second, and then my staff and I will unpack them and get them settled for that day.
So the people that you're helping, what do they do? So they don't have to do anything. You literally will get them moved in, and you will unpack and put their stuff away.
Yes. In fact, I suggest they go get a lobster roll. We live in New England.
Yeah.
So that's the best place to do is go get a lobster roll.
Wonderful.
And they come back, and if they are coffee drinkers, we have a pot of coffee on. If they're tea drinkers, we have a pot of tea on. I leave a Gerber daisy, which is our flower for the company, and I magnet on their refrigerator in case they need something or didn't get something, and then they can call me.
Wonderful. So then with that, I know you also do estate sales. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how that works and how some houses, or if they're in a condo community, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
So if I'm selling a condo, typically you cannot have estate sales. There's no place to park the clients coming in to buy from my client. So then we're looking at other avenues, bringing in antique dealers, bringing in Facebook marketplace dealers, auctioneers, whatever it takes to get it emptied. Sometimes there is no value in what's left because the family has taken the valuable stuff, which they should. Then I have access to clean out companies, etc., to help get the condo cleared.
Okay.
The estate liquidation, I'm trained in the antique field, so I know antiques pretty well. I've been in the business for 44 years. So if you have an antique, I probably have seen it somewhere in my career and know the value of it. My company is hooked to numerous organizations. If I don't know the value of it, I'll find it out within a short 15 minutes or so. So they get my knowledge without having to pay extra. And my saying to my clients, if you don't know the value of it, how can you price it? How can you sell it? And you're not in the driver's seat. So we change that situation. We become in the driver's seat.
As the seller of a product, you
Correct.
put them in the driver's seat rather than if somebody comes and says, hey, I'll give you $5 for that, and you know it's worth something more,
Right.
then it puts them there.
Right.
So have you ever found something where, I know that you and I have talked before, and one of the things that you had said to me was you cringe if you hear that the family has just called a junk company and everything gets swept up because it hasn't been necessarily gone through. If it's been gone through, great, but you just want to make sure that that senior and that family can get the valuable things for themselves.
Right. So if the children of the clients, remember my clients probably are between 75 and 85 years old, are not familiar with what is out there, what's valuable in the antique world, such as they'll bring in a dumpster, and it makes it easy just to throw it all in the dumpster. I used to, as a younger person, used to be dumpster diving and found a stack of Coca-Cola cards and actually took it out of the dumpster and actually sold it at the estate sale for $80. Never been opened. Advertising is another big thing that people don't understand. There's dual collectibles in advertising, so sometimes people collect coffee memorabilia, and then you have the advertising over the old coffee tins with the key tops to them. So if you don't know the value of it, you have to seek advice from someone. Because you're throwing dollars in the dumpster.
That's what you're saying. I've heard you say that before. So overall, I know this is kind of like a quick snapshot of what you do and how you help the senior community. So if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, if you have somebody, so you work New Hampshire, correct?
Correct.
You also have contacts in Massachusetts that could help them as well. Okay, so if you have a family in New Hampshire that have been thinking about doing what you're talking about, let them know how they can contact you.
And they can call me. The best way to get a hold of me is my phone number, 603-493-4472. I'm also at the Coldwell Banker office in Nashua, New Hampshire. They'll have record of me here as well. Or my email is kathy.baldridge@cbrealty.com.
Okay. And what I'll do is I can also put her contact information in this video, so to help if you want it in writing, it's there, so it'll be easier. So thank you very much, Kathy, for your time. We're coming up on the 10-minute mark, so I really appreciate your time, and I hope this is helpful to you, the people out here, that the services that are provided, just a little bit something different. It's not just a cookie cutter. So have a great day, everybody.